Good evening, Wilbert Cook, a Hand Up Recovery Homes show again. We're back Monday night, and we're coming to you to talk about Black history, specifically our history now. We've did some current figures in the Chicagoland area, the West Side primarily, that have done exceptional work over the last 50 years. Well, we're ready to talk about people the last several hundred years of our country who've helped develop us from Mississippi, Alabama, and Arkansas all the way through Chicago, and from each coast, from Los Angeles all the way to New York City, and some who've become of international prominence. And so without further ado, I'm going to lead off with Deborah Williams, my guest again.
Yes.
Looking as royal and regal as any queen should.
Good evening. I'm just so happy to be here tonight because tonight we're going to be talking about history, our Black history. Did you know that we are celebrating 100 years of Black history this year?
That's all? Then we build this country? Anyway,
No,
but yeah, officially celebrating
100
years of Black history.
Yes, and so...
So the first 100 weren't celebrated, you all. We was in the dungeons, we was in the slave ships.
But we were still making history.
We were on the plantation making history,
so
but we celebrated because we turned the corner and we helped get started to be recognized for the contribution as well as paid.
Yes.
For some of those contributions.
Yes. So, so we are here tonight. We wanted to talk about some of those figures, hidden figures back in history. We wanted to talk about some of the progress we've made, some of the accolades we've received, and so what better way is to start with some of our leaders in history, some of our elected officials. Not to name our famous elected official, but that's the only one I really want to talk about is our first African-American president, Barack Obama. But I know Wilbert, he want to talk about some of the other ones.
Yes, I want to list a few others. Some are our rising stars.
Yes.
State Senator Lakeisha Collins, Alderwoman Monique Scott, 2nd District Commissioner Michael Scott Jr., 1st District Commissioner Tara Stamps, whose mom was a great activist prior to her becoming an educator as well as now a commissioner. So she grew up in the struggle. And so people who see her with CTU, that is not her beginning. That's somewhere she's landed as an adult, and that's an occupation she grew in and the union development she's been part of. But she worked with housing union development and housing rights early on with her mom. And I learned that from Congressman Danny K. Davis, because she was a little before me in Cabrini Green. They was trying to tear it down, and Jane Byrne was running up in there. By that time, I was a teenager. But anyway, she's been on the ground up. And so nobody thinks she just was given some. She worked her way up.
Yes.
And the Scotts worked their way up. They've worked with the city for years, and they've worked in the community for years. Monique has had she used to have one of the most prolific exercise classes at Lawndale Christian for years, one of the most sought after hours in the mornings and to work out. So
you want to talk about the modern history.
So those modern folks.
Those people,
but also, before I move on,
making history.
Outside of politics, we also have a West Sider who grew up who were born in Inglewood, Melissa Conyers Irvin, who is the treasurer running for 7th District congressional seat, as well as LaShawn Ford, who has spent 16 or 18 years as a state rep, almost 20 years as a state rep, who's also running for that same seat.
So
then you have a famous attorney who's an international, works for an international international firm
Okay.
And that's Richard Boykin, also running in the 7th District. We got is he the first African-American mayor in Forest Park? Rory Hoskins also running for 7th.
It's about 15
Yeah,
people
so we
running
got
for
some prominent black folk who all decide to run for the 7th congressional district race.
So we're no stranger to
right,
politics.
we're no stranger to those individuals. At various stages, we've helped all of them, worked with them, but most often, other than Congressman Danny K. Davis, I worked with Alderman Irvin and his wife, Melissa Conyers Irvin.
Mm-hmm. And I worked with, I was a state liaison for LaShawn Ford. I was his executive assistant for a while. And also, so there's a lot of history, a lot of people working in the community in politics. So we have like our current Speaker of the House, first Speaker of the House,
what?
Chris Welch.
Girl, stop that. You ought to quit it. But anyway, yeah.
And my new state rep that I recently moved to Westchester. So we have a lot. We have Senator Kimberly Lightford, State Rep Camille Lilly, who's now Assistant Majority Leader. So there's a lot of black history in the making right now. But we want to go back to our first black
We're gonna
Senator, Carol Mosley Bryan. We have a lot of history with Carol Mosley Bryan, and who else we had?
The black woman, because that Brookins years ago out there in the East Coast was one of the first black senators.
And then we have a lot of activists over the years, like Ida B. Wells and
Harold Washington.
Yeah, Harold Washington.
Harold, we can say Harold over and over. We still want Harold. Unfortunately, the Lord has
You
him.
want Harold?
You got Harold. And we wish we still had Harold. We wouldn't have all the controversy we have now.
Yes.
But the great thing Harold did for this city, and every mayor since him has utilized it, not always to African American and Latinos growth, but Harold had to go outside the city and the state Democratic Party to find capable workers from all over the country to help him build government when he became mayor. And everyone has used that blueprint since him to go find outside talent to help come into Chicago. The worst thing now is they use it because these leaders have total control. Because when they get them from the outside, Harold did it to build up inside, but when they get it, it's because they have no loyalty to our Chicago communities. So then their only loyalty is to the mayor, the governor, or other officials who hired them.
And that leads us back to Black History.
Yeah, so let's be careful with some of it.
Where we want to talk about some of our black entertainers
that
from
come
Chicago.
back to the neighborhoods.
Who is that? Robert Townsend?
Robert Townsend, my main guy. Robert Townsend, I'm almost sure I seen him once or twice when he was young at Lamont Zeno Theater at Better Boys Foundation, known also as BBF Family Services, and now known as Building Brighter Futures.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, a few iterations in 60 years.
So
But
we have the Tate brothers, the Harris brothers. We have
Adele Givens, my comedian lady, the head of the class.
Yes, so we have a lot of great people that
But
came
that
from
girl,
the West
what's her
Side.
name? Sherry. She be saying she's
they
from here too.
Yeah, I just heard
Right,
that.
yeah, I've
Sherry
been hearing
Shepherd
that
is
lately.
from Chicago,
Sherry
from the South
Shepherd.
Side. But the West Side is the best side. But yeah, she's from Chicago, they say.
And we have quite a few prominent figures that have come through Chicago. And too, we got to rep our first lady. She from Chicago, South Side or not, she's ours. Michelle Obama.
Yes.
The
And
first
then we
lady
have,
of the world.
We have a lot of black history in corporate, you know. Don Thompson, that's his name, used to be the former president of McDonald's Corporation.
Yeah.
We have young leaders coming up now. We have a 35-year-old CEO of Red Lobster. I love Red Lobster.
Yeah,
that's why
I like them too.
I had to talk about Red Lobster.
Yeah, I'm glad they turned the corner and getting better again, and the biscuits getting more plentiful again.
Can't pronounce his whole name, but it's Damolo or something. That's Damola. That's the new 35-year-old CEO of Red Lobster.
And not to digress, but to just give props, one of the first black millionaires that I've known in the McDonald Corp is our very own from the South, but more prominent from Chicago, Dr. Willie Wilson.
Dr. Willie Wilson, yes.
And who's a great philanthropist as well as a charitable person who rather gives to people. And organizations are so mad sometimes, girl, they won't get him 100,000, 10 grand, but he will go out in the community and give that 10 grand away, 100 at a time, 200 at a time, to people who need it.
Grassroots people, right?
And it's a shame you got these agencies be like, they might misspend that money. Well, there's plenty of agencies with millions that misspend it also, and it's meant for those people. So thank you, Dr. Wilson, for carrying your philanthropy straight to the people.
And then we have those from Chicago that's part of the NAACP. We had like Vernon Jarrett, who started the AXO program for the NAACP. Some kind of academic, cultural, technology, scientific Olympic.
Well, girl, call Niecy and let her tell you exactly what it means. No, but anyway, no.
Academic, cultural, technology, scientific Olympics. So any young people in those fields, they got any talent in that, they compete on a local level, and then they go to national and compete on a national level every year. When we talk about national, when we talk about the NAACP, they're coming to town. They're coming back to Chicago after 20 years. The NAACP will be here in Chicago, I think July the 18th through the 24th or something like that. So be ready. I want everybody to go downtown and hang out and network with all African American leaders from all over the United States. So that's going to be exciting. It's great.
And I'll finally make it to a national convention.
Oh, wow.
So I've been planning to get to one, but I will definitely get to this one.
Right.
Might even do the whole week.
Oh, wow. Then the next week, the National Council of Negro Women will be here in Chicago at the Rosemont Convention Center. So, so we're going to have back-to-back blackness in Illinois and in Chicago coming up this year.
And if we believe the truth, will set us free. I believe the Q convention is not far from us, what they call the conclave. Because there was a lot of stir up that our legislator want to get them umpteen million to help put it on. But normally, from what I understand about fraternities and sororities, those conclaves are financed by the actual sororities and fraternities themselves. But because we have so many Qs who have gotten control of various components of government and services in Illinois, they obviously lobby for it. Now, how much got passed, I do not know. But I believe they do have some seed money to help make sure that happens and goes very well when it gets to the state of Illinois. So shout out to the conclave for the Qs. And I hope our government acted responsibly in sharing our taxpayer dollars. Because the rest of us going to want that much. If you gave them a lot, we're going to really want... No, let them stop it. Anyway, because, you got the whole Divine Nine going to be coming for theirs too.
Yes.
So don't start a president, and don't shortchange community organizations doing the work in the communities for any of our fraternities or sorority. For me, my community is more important than just that. Like union, we got great union representatives that are internationally and nationally known in our state. But also, we don't need...
Seemed like a lot of unions were started in Chicago too back in the day.
Yeah, back in the day. Well, we're organized officially in Chicago. Because, after the free labor was gone. No, let me stop it. On a more serious note, Beatrice Food, Reginald F. Lewis had the TFC group, financial group, and they bought Beatrice Foods back in '87. He became the first African American to own a company that had more than $1 billion in revenue.
Wow.
So that means revenue after he bought his products and put them out there. They earned $1 billion in revenue. Unfortunately, he died young from all that good hard work, and possibly so we got to be very mindful to take care of our health. And speaking of that, Dr. Daniel Hale.
Yes, the first African-American surgeon. is from Chicago. So we got a lot of great people that came from Chicago.
The great Providence Hospital created in Chicago because of that.
Dr. Daniel Hale.
And,
Okay, it's a lot of people.
Others?
So others are people like
Gwendolyn Brooks.
I was about to say her.
Oh, were you? My fault.
The police priors. Yes, we have Glenda Brooks. We have DePriest. What's his name? DePriest.
Oscar DePriest.
Oscar DePriest was the first congressman. You said out of the second district.
Yeah.
He was out of the second district.
I believe second district.
Okay.
But then, what did you some of them other movie stars and things that you know? Was Lena Horne? Did she come from our area?
Lena Horne.
Or
Lena
was it-
Horne. She sung. I think she sung on the Wiz.
What's that writer? That great book they made several movies even.
Raisin in the Sun.
Yeah.
So you trying to make me remember the list without having the list in front of me. But,
Right. Well, I mean,
but anyway, we have
doing
a
great.
lot of great people to remember. We got to talk about
and current people, some of the
Martin-
young people that work.
Even
with
though
your
we celebrated
daughter.
him last month, but Martin Luther King.
Yes.
Yeah, he lived on the west side of Chicago, right in North Lawndale. So
Yes.
16th Street. So we are happy to have Martin Luther King. And if you ask, what's his name, Reverend Hatch, he'll say that Jesus was from the west side.
Yeah, he probably was. Probably was.
Everything good comes from the west side of Chicago.
Right.
So
Yeah.
we're really proud of our heritage.
And then we have one of my prominent, famous two preachers, one from the South Side, Trinity's, and the one who put Trinity United Methodist on the map, Dr. Jeremiah Wright,
Oh, right.
who spoke over a dozen languages at least,
Oh, wow.
and many dialects of other different languages, cultures, as well as had more degrees than we could list on this program. But he was one of the most humble people. It has been easier for me every time I've been in a room with Dr. Wright to get 5 minutes, 2 minutes of his time than some people that don't even have 50 members in their church and not known anywhere outside of their church. And it's sad to say that in some ministerial cases, but with all them degrees, all them languages, and to have been in the military surgical team that was there in the hospital, Walter Reed Hospital, when President Kennedy was assassinated. He was on that medical team back then before he became a minister. So all of that history and that man, and he's just as humble and kind as he can be when you meet him in person. And if you want a minute of his time. And so I love
we would
that.
be remiss not to mention our current modern day civil rights leader, Reverend Jesse Jackson.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So Jesse Jackson.
And one of the leaders in economic development in Chicago and throughout America. He taught us to not only just get political movement, but to start to seek more economic parity, which is probably why Dr. King really got killed. He was on a poor people's campaign, as well as he was starting to say there needed to be economic equity, not just political equity in various circles. And as we realize, oftentimes they do not like sharing the money. They will share positions as long as you let them control the money. And I won't go through names because some of these folks, and their strong arm friends are alive. I don't want to get in trouble. I like living. I'm like Reverend Jackson.
Yes. So we have.
We can live to do more than die than stop, and people just remember us.
So we have a Black History Museum.
Yes,
DuSable Museum on the south side.
Margaret Burroughs.
I brought that up.
Oh, yeah.
I brought that up just to mention that we have a new west side Black History Museum coming along.
Yes.
And so it's
We
almost
talked about
to
that.
open.
Yeah, well, yeah.
So I'm excited about that.
Yeah, I'm excited about a few things happening on the west side. Some of our organizations are working together to rebuild the Division Street quarter. Miss Jackie Reed, I had the honor. Some of the work that every block is a village is doing over there in Austin and with Austin School. And it's a few ideas they have. do not want to put their ideas out,
Right.
but they have some great things going. And it's some African American men that she's working with. She was nice enough to put me in touch with in the area to help build the community back up.
Yes, one of my dear friends, they're in the printing company. They just bought one of those closed. Remember how they closed 50 schools, and
Right.
so they're repurposing the building. So one of my friends just got Armstrong School, and they're
Right.
gonna
Okay,
they're gonna
right.
make
Yeah,
that
we
an
heard about
athletic
that.
center, and so
Right,
we
yeah.
also have the Aspire Center, which
Center.
Austin come together. They repurposed with Westside Health Authority, and now we have the
Right.
Aspire Center, which is a real beacon on the corner of Central and Madison.
Right. And then, go ahead, your old boss,
Yes.
Donald Duke.
No, I was going to talk about.
No, your old boss, Donald Duke, Habilitated Assistance.
But I was going to talk about the new.
organizations.
I
Oh,
was
my
going to talk
fault.
about the new Sankofa
Oh.
Center that's coming
Oh.
in Garfield Park, past
really?
Reverend Hatch. Reverend Hatch
Oh, okay.
has a brand new building coming up that's going to house Rush, some of the Rush.
Oh, the West Side Holistic Center.
Yeah, they're going to have some Rush medical
Kilpatrick.
offices.
Is it?
It's on one of those K Street in
Yeah, it's one
K-Town,
of K Street.
Kildare.
No, yeah,
Kildare, and Madison.
And Madison, right.
Yes, and
yeah.
they're also trying to rename Madison Street the Renaissance of from back in King's Day. They want to
Okay.
name it after Coretta Scott or something like that.
Oh,
It's a
Coretta Scott,
lot.
that's great.
Yes, it's a lot
Yeah,
going
and
on.
we do have Mandela Boulevard going through the old Cicero racist divider line in Chicago.
Yes.
It's now got the famous name of Mandela on it, a Mandela
Yes.
Way.
Yes.
So we're doing things Chicago. Oh, Ida B. Wells.
Yes. The
Freeway,
expressway,
Expressway. You know, Old Congress Drive. You know, so we have a lot of things, and we're honoring our people. And we didn't mention the great publisher. We can't get off air without Johnson Publishing Company.
Oh,
because I was an Ebony Jr. kid and a Jet kid.
Yes.
And my uncle actually worked for him.
It's just so much.
He was a
so many
photographer
people to
for the
remember.
original Chicago Fest. And, you know, and all of that good stuff that became, you know, that grew out of that. So some great stuff happened in Chicago. We have a lot of great leaders. We started a lot of great programs that was implemented. We won't take credit for the policies, games in the hood that turned into the Illinois State Lottery and in a lot of states. But anyway, we won't take credit for that. But
The lottery.
or Fred Hampton, the free lunch programs in the whole country, the Black Panther Party.
Yes.
You know, so I mean, in all transparency and honesty, Fred Hampton then was doing it in the hood first, and then our government got rid of him and developed their own free breakfast and lunch programs.
Right. And
Well, the government didn't do that, did they?
Right,
The local or was it federal?
But
Or
now
was it
you're
all?
trying to take it away.
Yeah, well,
now the government is trying to take away free lunch from our
Well,
kids and
they say,
unfund Head Start and all that. So.
they say it's DEI. They forget about all the other poor kids and disabled kids that get free lunches also. They think about is if
So we gotta exercise our right to vote. We gotta get out and vote. This year is very important that you exercise your right to vote, that you vote early. And the election is coming up March 17th, so we want to make sure that we get the right people in office so we can carry on. We can keep empowering our black people to advance and to succeed. And so we want to make sure that you go to the polls and vote. Vote your conscience. Vote for what is right. Can't tell you who to vote for, but make sure you go out and exercise your one vote.
I can't tell you either who to vote for, but what I will tell you is African American people do not use that lame and mostly counterproductive excuse. It's too many of them in the race. That's even more the reason they all need your vote. One of them needs your vote. I don't care how many in the race. And if you're going to, each one of the candidates, not just African Americans, but in this case, with quite a number of African Americans, they each will need your vote. Please don't sit out. You got too many choices, African American, Jewish, Latino, everybody, you have women, you all have choices this time.
Yes,
so don't say you don't have a choice.
Yes.
There are plenty of choices, and don't use the choice as a reason not to choose one.
I heard
Vote
my
for
congressman
one of those,
say
and
the other
especially
day.
in our districts.
I heard the congressman say the other day, if you want to be equal, you fighting for equality, we can be equal at one thing. We each get one vote. So you got one vote to cast, and hopefully you do that. Starting now, I think early voting has started.
Especially in
now
Cook County.
into March.
I think, did the city start today?
Yes.
Or does it start?
I think
Monday?
it started today.
Okay.
Early voting is upon us. So exercise your right to vote. Exercise your voice. Your vote is your voice. Get young people to go out and vote. We're trying to get 1,000 new voices. So Janicia and her team is trying to get young people out to the polls in numbers this time around. So
all right. And you heard it here first. Janicia for the next woman, president of the Chicago West Side NAACP.
So no, she has greater aspirations.
And it's not sanctioned by her mom, but by her
She
friend,
has greater aspirations
friend.
than NAACP. So
all right.
so thank you.
Well, we can move up.
She's already
planning it.
already past that.
Okay, all right, we'll do.
All right.
We take care. We thank her for all her years of service.
Yeah, so thank you for tuning in.
We appreciate tuning in
today.
for Hand Up Recovery Homes, and we're glad we could make our history both serious and light, but most of all, it's right.
Yes.
And do not let anyone say we're doing revisionist history. Revisionist history is what they wrote as American history. Mm-hmm. The real history is the history we want to promote going forward. That's an all-inclusive American history, because the true American history was all-inclusive.
Thank you.
And we made a great imprint.
Thank you.
We forgot all the inventors. Oops.
There's so many great
Scientists.
people in history. So thank you. And if you want to get in touch with Wilbert at a Hand Up Recovery Home, what is your email address?
WeCook3289@yahoo.com or at 773-213-0802. And you, Deborah?
Oh, Deborah Williams Thurman, DW Provision Consulting Services. That's dwprovision.com, or you can email me at Deborah@dwprovision.com. So thank you.
Be blessed. It's been a plum pleasing pleasure. Go in peace.